What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out! Out of the Basement's action figure talk show. Today we are doing our top 5 Black Series wish list for Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. Of course, this is part of our series where we are going through each and every Star Wars movie besides Rogue One.
Yes.
Because Rogue One literally has a figure for...
And probably Solo, too.
Yeah. At least the numbered ones. Mm-hmm. We did episode 1 already, Phantom Menace. If you want to check that out, there'll be a link right up here. So, of course, episode 2. This one was a lot easier to make. Episode 1 was a little bit of a struggle. Of course, I'm Nate. I'm joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And Steven.
Howdy.
So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into our list. Coming in at number 5 is going to be a 2-pack.
This was exclusively Buck's idea.
Yes, but it is a good idea.
Pay the man.
And again, this is our dream wish list. Some of this stuff probably won't ever happen in the Black Series line.
True.
Some of it, though, is probably pretty safe bets. Mm-hmm. So number 5 is a C-3PO and B-1 Battle Droid 2-pack with interchangeable heads. Like in the movie, notoriously, C-3PO gets his head swapped onto a B-1 Battle Droid.
Die, Jedi dogs!
But I think, I agree with you, Steven. I think this would be a cool idea for a 2-pack. There's not many 2-packs in the Black Series. But, I would also just, in general, we're getting the Battle Droid. That's coming. People already have it. And I think the Geonosian Battle Droid is enough of a difference. It's a little bit orange. It's a little bit burnt. Yeah. What do you think, Steve?
I think that Hasbro should get in contact with me and I'll tell them where to send checks. But no, I think there's the 2-pack, so there's I think the 1 3-pack of Black Series from Rogue One.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of good 2-packs.
Yeah, they have the Toys R Us one, rest in peace, with the First Order officer and then Admiral Akbar and the new trilogy look. So
I don't think either of the characters mentioned would ever get their own individual release, so why not just combine them together? You could even make it exclusive, hopefully not, but I feel like it'd be enough of a draw where people would actually want these figures, especially hardcore collectors, for the interchangeable heads.
Yeah,
true.
And if you didn't want to do that, you could just have C-3PO from Attack of the Clones and a Battle Droid in case you wanted an army build, even though you'd have a bunch of 3POs.
True.
And I mean, obviously, there's not enough prequel love in general, and I think a Geonosis arena would be a pretty cool diorama. There's some hardcore diorama makers over there. I haven't really seen any Geonosis love because we don't have any figures.
True.
From that line. So, and even they released they're in the new wave of Black Series figures, the regular Battle Droid. You can army build that, and you could cheese it for, the Geonosis droids. And, maybe if they get some of the other figures we suggest, they could have a nice little diorama. This isn't part of the list, but how cool would it be if they did, the creatures?
Yeah, the arena creatures. Yeah, some big
and we're
vehicle sets.
And we're getting the Padme in the new wave.
True.
Yeah, a vehicle set could be Anakin riding that one.
Yeah, the red creature. One.
Another idea for C-3PO for the customizers out there, they could rig up R2-D2 dragging C-3PO's head through the sand. I think that might be a cool little thing for customizers.
Or you take off 3PO and you could have the Phantom Menace 3PO. It's like a shell that you can remove. Now we're just asking too much.
Yeah, we're getting crazy.
But I mean, obviously I don't think they would ever make this, but both molds already exist. So they would literally only have to repaint them and maybe do some reworking of the head joints to get them to interchange. So I feel like it would be a pretty easy move, but will we ever see it? Absolutely not.
But I'm still willing to sell you the idea whenever you
I think the rest of these on the list we could possibly have.
Yeah, I really feel like there's only one other one that's yeah. But coming in at number 4 is Anakin Skywalker. We only have Episode 3 Anakin, which is probably his best look, I would say. But I also do really like the way that Anakin looks in Episode 2. You could have him come with the green and the blue lightsaber for when he's dual wielding, fighting Count Dooku. That would be awesome. Maybe come with some
I was just about to say, maybe the
detachable limbs.
arm. I'm taking him now. I think his look for me is just tainted by the terrible movie that is Attack of the Clones. I think every design, I'm just like, I just don't go to think of that or like it just because it's tainted by the terrible movie. But I'd be down.
You know,
At this point, I'm just like, give the prequels some love. It's still Star Wars. We still would be fine with some action figures.
Geonosis, the Battle of Geonosis onward it's pretty good.
When it's just like ignorant
Star Wars
explosions.
porn.
Yeah.
When there's less talking.
less rolling around in the fields.
It is the only Star Wars movie where it's just mass infantry versus mass infantry. It's kind of the only film with an actual Star War in terms of like large scale warfare. So,
True.
I mean, I do have some respect for that sequence.
But I think, Obi-Wan gets a lot of love in the Black Series line. All these characters get all this love. And then Anakin, he's just kind of like, yeah, we'll give him his episode 3 look.
Yeah.
I think they're afraid. They're probably afraid.
Either that or maybe Hayden Christensen is like iffy about his likeness.
I don't know.
But actually, no, they probably signed all their likeness rights away
Yeah.
the minute they were like in Star Wars.
And he got a great reception at the Star Wars Celebration last year. People loved seeing him there, and he seemed super stoked to be there. So
Yeah.
I still respect him. Episode 2 is so bad, but 3 is fine enough. I still respect Hayden. It's not entirely his fault. It's mostly George's.
True.
Not Hayden's.
Coming in at number 3 is probably the other one that I was mentioning that would be a little bit iffy, and that is a Geonosian bug.
I think it'd be a super cool. I mean, it's a cool design. It's a cool enough design, and I just think it would make a great figure because they always knock it out of the park with alien figures.
True.
Have the articulated wing flappers.
And
Yeah.
come with a stand because they're always flying. It seems like.
And have the ray gun that goes.
Yeah. I would also be open to the like general guy, which I mean he pretty much looks just like a Geonosian bug, but he has like a little beard.
Maybe he comes with the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
But I think, like you said, the Black Series always does really well with the aliens, and the Geonosian bug is a cool design. It'd be a great army build.
Yeah. And like regardless of like Attack of the Clones sucks, it's a lot of people's least favorite. I still can almost guarantee that it would sell.
Yeah.
Like flying off the shelves. I mean, it's a great army builder, and I mean,
pretty much anything that can like army build is guaranteed to sell.
the fact that people are going crazy over the battle droid is proof that there's enough of a prequel audience that will suffice for demand for these types of figures. So
True. And then coming in at number 2 would be another great army builder.
I think it's coming.
It's got to be coming.
It's
Hasbro would be absolutely idiotic if they didn't have this figure in the pipeline, and we are talking about the Super Battle Droid.
No brainer.
It is literally a no-brainer. It's one of the coolest droid designs in Star Wars, in my opinion. I love the arm gun. As a little kid, I was always like, that's so cool!
I remember when I first saw a Super Battle Droid, I was like,
yeah,
shit.
Because the very first shot is when he's just punching the regular battle droid and just goes.
And like episode 1 and the entire prequels, the regular battle droids are just useless.
Yeah.
So even as a kid, I was like, okay, whatever. They're just flankers.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're not a threat to anything. But then the Super Battle Droids come and you're like,
oh
no!
Until Revenge of the Sith, when they're using a little comedy bit with R2.
Sure.
They go from decapitation to a little comedy bit with R2.
But I think they get redeemed in Clone Wars. I feel like there's a few episodes where the Super Battle Droids are like legitimately almost scary.
I would even argue that regular battle droids are redeemed in Clone Wars because they have silly moments, but I would say the movies paint them as like they're not a threat, and it's like, how is this war not over with? But in the Clone Wars, I think they're a little more. They're still silly, but they actually kill clone troopers. The regular battle droids actually get the job done and actually are like capable of killing clone troopers in the show, so I think they're a little redeemed in there too.
They get clowned on in Rebels a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that episode. But yeah, Super Battle Droid would be
Be
That'd
so
be super
good.
dope.
I'd eat it. I'd eat an action figure for 10 views.
We're keeping that in.
We're keeping it in. And then finally, coming in at number 1, like we said, super short episodes.
Yeah.
These are the nice little brief episodes
How
of
has this
Figure It
not
Out.
happened?
This is the mystery of the Black Series. We used to always talk about how Mace Windu was the mystery of Black Series. Thank God we got Mace Windu now.
Which you can pay us for that as well.
Yes.
We gave you the idea.
Once again, Hasbro watches our videos. You're absolutely welcome. To show appreciation, hit that like button and hit subscribe too.
Tongue in cheek, tongue in cheek.
But number 1 is Count Dooku. Where is he?
Mr. Tyrannus himself.
I feel like maybe it might be a likeness rights issue with Christopher Lee because he did pass away, so maybe it's a little bit tricky with his family, but there is an SH Figuarts Count Dooku, so it's kind of like, I don't really know what's going on, but it just seems like a no-brainer. He's one of the biggest villains of Star Wars. He's got great lightsaber. Christopher Lee is obviously intimidating as an actor.
I think he has one of the coolest designed Sith lightsabers with the curve.
Yeah, and his like whole outfit, it's like very elegant, very old school. He looks, very like together.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
Collected.
you could do like a cloth cape.
Yeah. And customizers would love to turn him into Dracula.
Yeah, and that would open up the floodgates for Christopher Lee custom action figures.
The dentist from Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean,
Sauron from Lord of the Rings.
possibilities are endless.
I mean, Lord of the Rings has figures though, but it just seems so silly that we have not gotten to Count Dooku yet. But again, we have to imagine that this is inevitable.
Yeah.
With the current sort of prequel love that's going on right now in the Black Series, I feel like Count Dooku's got to be on the horizon at some point.
And he's coming to Battlefront 2. So, again, a likeness thing, I just can't see that being the issue.
True, but who knows? Who knows what could be going on? Who knows what Hasbro does?
And again, that would go with the Geonosis theme.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't always dog on Hasbro because their overlords are the ones that make the decisions.
Yeah, true.
Really what they are and are not releasing.
All the people that comment about Rose Tico, and you're just like, yeah, I'm sure it was 100% Hasbro's fault.
Well, I mean, she deserves a figure, like her or not. Because she is in the main cast of Last Jedi. She definitely deserves a 6-inch. But again, that aside, it's Disney
Sure.
that calls the shots. So
Disney definitely mandates, pretty much makes Hasbro release figures from each movie. There's no way that they have any sort of leeway with that, I would imagine. But again, who knows? Maybe Hasbro's just throwing darts at a board, and that's how they decide what figures to put out.
I mean, if you really think about it, that's kind of what they've done. I mean, I'm sure they weren't literally throwing darts at a board and picking, but if you really go and look at the list in order of the first orange line and the blue line, a bunch of random stuff from like all 3 eras. Well, I mean, the 3 eras until the new Disney stuff started coming out, but it has been really, really random.
Yeah. There's never been like a consistent theme in like a
until like The
line.
Force Awakens came out,
Yeah.
and all that. But still, it's kind of just been completely random. Like something like Bosk has a figure before, super popular character, like something like Mace Windu, who's literally Samuel L. Jackson.
True.
So it's a mystery what their creative process is, but I'm still down.
Yeah.
And we're hyped on the Black Series more than ever. So.
And I am kind of glad that we don't have a Count Dooku yet, because now we can get him with wonderful face printing.
That is true.
So that's our list. Those were our top 5 picks for figures we want from Attack of the Clones. What figures would you guys like to see from Attack of the Clones? Comment down below. Do you like our list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? We'd love to hear from you as well. Of course, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this, we've got a whole host of Figure It Out episodes for you to catch up on. We'll have a playlist link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. Subscribe if you're new. We're always talking about action figures, Blu-rays, movies, maybe video games in the future, Justin? I don't know.
If I'm not lazy enough to do it,
I don't know.
I'm sleeping in. I'm sleeping in.
Of course, I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And Steven.
Take it easy.
And we will see you guys next time on Out of the Basement.